Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the FIMU Alpha LCS. I am your host here tonight, Sean Minbung Shannon. I am joined by Nathan Fudgy Ditters M. How's it going, bud?
Hello.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I'm alone. No, I'm kidding. Uh, how's it going, man? I probably need to turn you up because you sound really, really low. But we are here for our second and final quarterfinal matchup. They are here versus the team formerly known as News Team Assemble, Marble Olympics. There has been a emergency roster swap as Gordon Ramsay was subbed in for Simply Phenomenal, experiencing some technical difficulties on their end. That's why we didn't start at the started time. And anyone who says otherwise or gives us crap about it should probably, you know, go suck a long anime schlong. General Dill looking at you in chat. What are you looking forward to with these two teams going forward?
Well, I know Marble Olympics is one of those teams that does a really good job of kind of playing together and executing some of these cheesy bushes and stuff that I know Greg is really partial to, Thunderbolts. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some of that. And from TAH, I'm really interested in this roster swap. I've seen Elucida play quite a bit of mid recently, and it's going to be pretty interesting to see how these lane swaps work out. So, yeah, I'm very interested to see how that goes. It looks like we're gonna start pick ban here with a couple of bands. Yeah, a couple of bands getting locked in already. I'm not trying to rush you on this.
Oh no, I can't see the. Yeah, it sounds good. So yeah, Misfortune ban and Morgana ban coming out for the side of TAH, focusing that bot lane heavily with Marble Olympics targeting both the new swapped-in members of the Kindred for New Capaturk in the jungle and the Zoe, a stable pick for Elucida. With the Vi ban coming out, focusing on to Rangers as well.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to target out some of those easier ADCs with the Misfortune going away, but also just some of the more powerful ones. So we're seeing another Sivir ban too, another one of those PMA LCS kind of like team-oriented picks. Really interested to see what gets picked up here. There's a lot of power junglers that are left up for New Capaturk to potentially take. You know, the Graves, the Zinzao, that sort of deal. With the only real ban going towards Kindred and Vi, which aren't necessarily top of the meta right now, but Maokai, it looks like, getting picked up for Garfield Juice potentially. It looks like a safe option in the top lane.
I find that to be really, really interesting that that's going to be their first pick lock-in right there. Blind, even, with the likes of the Trundle and the Ornn still available. No need to really first to pick that Ornn here now, but the Jhin locked in, as we've seen some buffs with the Storm Razor and the new Halo Blades Keystone coming in, so that's going to be down there in the bot lane for Midnight Wisps, and the Trundle, as just aforementioned, going to be locked in there. I think that's going to make it a really, I just could question the Maokai blind pick when the Trundle's still up.
What's interesting, ML's almost picking the same comp that I believe, I don't think it was Option Z Girls, but it was the team they were playing against last week in the on Thursday in the quarterfinals. Jhin and Trundle. Popo's pecking order, your team, of course.
Not my team, that's Gio's team,
dude. True. But they played Jhin and Trundle as a frequent combo because of the amount of CC that they both kind of offer for a team. In Trundle's case, it's not necessarily CC, but terrain creation. It can pick people off and line up shots for Jhin really easily. And then we see the power jungler here being picked up for they are here. Graves, one of those picks that you kind of expect. And it looks like Xayah as well coming in for Jirachi. A short-range ADC into Jhin, so she might have trouble in the lane if they're not able to pick up their Rakan on the second rotation. But one of Jirachi's most comfortable ADCs.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if the Rakan is even. I don't know if that's a excuse me, a Gordon Ramsay champion, but you probably do want to either deny it here with a ban, as the Shin does get locked in. Shin into the Maokai lane, not necessarily the worst thing ever. Maokai, kind of a free laning phase for both. It's just going to depend on juggle interaction right there. Going back to your point about the Trundle in the Jin, the Trundle pillar can set up to where you can W off of that, so even providing more of the CC you were talking about. As we do see a Katarina ban focused more onto a Lucida who has yet to pick up the mid laner. Um, you've already blind picked your top laner on the side of they are here, so you're almost indefinitely giving both counter picks over to the side of Marble Olympics. Now they get to pick their priority support as supports are getting banned out. The Lulu ban focused at Gordon Ramsay. I think that's a smart ban to be able to ban out, buff up the double 80 carry that's running there, and then the Annie ban coming out for the mid lane here, uh, as they do take the Rakan Jin into the Zaya right here.
Yeah, and that really pinches that support pool that Gordon Ramsay is going to have to play with. I'm interested to see since they don't have the Morgana available to them either, meaning that a lot of the champions that are typically played are gone. Now we're going to see, or it looks like we're going to see Janna uh, be picked up here by Gordon Ramsay. We are, it's locked in. Kind of counters that engage from the Rakan and the Shen, interestingly enough, but there have been significant shield nerfs to her in the past, and I haven't been seeing her in game recently, so I'm not sure how strong the Janna is in terms of shielding anymore. But in terms of raw disengage power, I think it's a very good pickup for the team.
Yeah, and I think it's funny you mentioned the Morgana. Someone in chat, I believe it was Yeramus, mentioned that feel when you ban Morgana on blue side could have been a first pick to prioritize something like that. Um, and the Ziggs into Ari matchup as both mid laners would get locked in here. Interesting to see that something like the Swain wasn't picked up. I think the Swain would have been really good here. Um,
I
more
think you just need something that can dodge the charm or that can eat the charm, and
Yeah, and
Ziggs doesn't do either of those
I
things.
think Ziggs, what it does for you here, it provides the wave clear that you were lacking in your comp. Um, but there are many other things that could provide suitable, suitable wave clear. Um, but it's just going to be really interesting to see now with Elucida on that Ari as opposed to someone like Simply Phenomenal. Uh, so that's a little bit interesting right there.
Well, yeah, one of the things we're going to look at this game too is going to be Elucida in that mid lane. He does a lot of work roaming into the jungle and really shutting down people, as well as the Graves and the Trundle. In the Trundle, it seems like Elucida is going to have a distinct advantage overall, being able to kind of hide in the brush, go off into the side with the charm and maybe a Graves with her, and just kind of give the Trundle the runaround because he doesn't really do much into those two champions. And Ziggs is going to be locked into lane trying to push out the Ari, I think. Um, as it said, Ari is a Ziggs counter in the chat. Elucida is definitely going to be the one I'm looking to at least to carry this game to there here.
Yeah, and I think the Ziggs pick is so interesting in the fact that excuse me, as everything is messed up on my end. I'm gonna try to fix some stuff. Keep talking.
Okay, you want me to mess up your brain? Mid Rakan support Ziggs.
That's not messing with my brain. I think that's just messing.
Yeah, that might just be messing up with everybody. I think it'd be pretty funny to see, though. We probably won't see the memes this time around. But yeah, it looks like we have a couple of folks in the chat rooting for Marble Olympics. If you're rooting for Marble Olympics or they are here, please put hashtag TAH win in the chat or hashtag ML win in the chat or take my energy ML, either way. So you let us know where you stand.
Yeah. So looking at these team comps one more time, um, I really think the Ziggs just it just doesn't fit, right? Um, there's so many other things that we all could possibly have seen there. I prefer the Swain in this. Maybe the Oriana would have been a nice pick right there. Um, some other
Yeah,
things that you could see go there are a Galio, possibly, for dive buddies with the Shen and the Rakan. Um, but I mean, it provides some wave clear. Wait, did I just get a message from someone? Okay, I'm so quiet. Okay, apparently I'm so quiet. All right.
but yeah, I agree with you that the Ziggs doesn't really fit. I think you could have used that champion slot to maybe pick up someone that could follow up on a team fight better, instead of trying to poke out, which is kind of what the Ziggs' thing is. Um, so with the Shen CC, the Pillar from Trundle, all the things that Jin can do for the team, as well as the Rakan, there's plenty of engage for you to pick a mid laner that just follows up and wombo combos with that. Which, to some degree, that could be the bomb. But I think the Oriana could have been bigger, or the Swain as well, because he can just, once the distance is closed by his teammates, the Swain can just pull them in and get a catch out really easily.
Well, and I mean,
But
you look at what each comp wants to do, right? So initially, you see a Jin, a Trundle, a Shen, and a Rakan, and you're thinking, okay, Jin's gonna be in the back, and you have a Trundle running around the middle, and a Shen and a Rakan that want to go in. So you can either have someone else who takes up a bunch of space like the Trundle, or you have the Ziggs. That's some wave clear. If it doesn't go out right in the early game because of the roster changes and stuff like that, you can stall to later, and that's fine. I think the Oriana would have done that just as well. The only thing is that Ziggs can take towers faster if you get some early pressure. But for the side of They Are Here, you have a Malachi who wants to run in there, and then you have a Janna who's going to be probably buffing both of these double marksmen in the Zaya and the Graves, probably going to be rushing that Ardent Sensor. And then an Ari who's going to be skirting around trying to find this Jin and especially dominate the Ziggs in the early game. So just some interesting thoughts there. Possibly, I mean, I can say this, while it may not have been the best pick and your wave clear wouldn't have been as good as with the Ziggs, the Malzahar that we know Savage Speeders to play wouldn't have been the worst pick here either. It would definitely work with the likes of the Jin and the Trundle in making it more of a pick comp. So I think both team comps have very interesting identities that they're going for.
yeah, I think I actually, now the more I think about it, the more I like They Are Here's composition, just because I'm imagining trying to get onto Zaya in this composition, and it is not. My brain doesn't like that. I see Zaya pressing R, getting out of everything with the Janna shield and the Janna ult and the Janna Q. You can't get onto that 80 carry, and so it's going to tackle a lot of the tanks here that are going to be trying to throw themselves towards They Are Here. So I have to give my edge is going to go to They Are Here. I just kind of like the idea of having a disengaged backline here with the Zaya Janna, and then the pick oriented champions on the top side of the map, the Ahri, the Maokai, and the Graves, being able to scale really well and do a lot of damage. So
yeah, I think for me, it's the win conditions are get this Maokai as tanky as you can, make the laning phase as easy as possible. Hopefully, the Trundle isn't put behind either by the Graves, because Graves into Trundle is really good. Oh wait, hold on. How many people? Okay, never mind. There's 3 people with that goddamn tag. Never mind. My only concern about the They Are Here comp is while Zaya may not be able to get touched, the ones around her not named Malachi will be easy targets for a Jin if he, gets that Storm Razor, gets that Rapid Fire Cannon, and everyone outside of Malachi is extremely squishy. And then if you get the Trundle ulting onto the Malachi and then peel for him at that moment, it's going to be a rough day for them on the side of They Are Here trying to cut through this Trundle and Shen. But you know, I like the engage coming out of the Rakan. It's an easier engage. Any way that you want to make that happen. Rakan with Shen ult on top, a Trundle getting caught out most likely or something like that. Or just Jhin opening up if there's some extended fights. Players to watch, I think Elucida on this Ahri into a very favorable matchup into the Ziggs. And then New Kappa Turk on this Graves to be able to abuse the Trundle most likely. So with all that being said, I still like what I feel is an ease of execution on the side of Marble Olympics because I do like the Gen pick and I do like their con engage. And I feel like the bot lane, which was the strong point going into this matchup before the substitutions, now favors the side of Marble Olympics with the substitutes that have gone down. And for those of you just joining us, New Kappa Turk is now in the jungle with their jungler Elucida going mid lane because their laner Simply Phenomenal is having internet connection issues, so Gordon Ramsay will be taking the place of support.
Yep, I like your points. I think the question is the bot lane of They Are Here going to stave off the onslaught that Jhin and Rakan can have on them because of Jin's range as well as their Rakan's ability to engage really hard. So I think it looks, in terms of jungle priority, it looks like the Trundle should be trying to focus around that bottom lane for Marble Olympics to try and get them ahead. And I think we'll see that here from U Rangers. And then the Graves is going to be looking around the mid lane, I think, typically, to try and get picks off of the Ziggs, get the Ahri big, and then have the Ahri and Graves snowball that down into bot after they play a safe lane. So we'll see how safe Jirachi and Gordon Ramsay can be if Jhin and Rakan can kind of take the advantage and take the initiative and get ahead of those two. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting bottom lane here and an interesting jungle. I think top lane is going to be a wet noodle fight.
Well, I know that we're both jungle mains here, so I don't think the Graves wants to gank mid. I think Graves actually wants to find the Trundle and then either get counter gank set up in top or bot lane, because I think mid lane is not a place where you want to go, quite honestly, unless it's like some... Because I don't think Elucida is going to be giving up pressure in that lane. Also, moving, if you're on the side of Marble Olympics, I actually prefer the Trundle ganking the Maokai early, so that if you blow flash or blow a TP around maybe like the 5-minute mark, that when your Shen hits 6, you can make a 4-man play bot lane and take advantage of what we perceive to be the stronger bot lane in terms of champion picks. As we are into this, I am going to have to answer my door shortly, so if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm grabbing pizza.
So yeah, not too interesting choices in the Masters, it looks like here. Pretty standard fare. But let's get down to what's really important during this match. The skins. It looks like Jirachi is shot full of the skin. Meanwhile, the Rakan counterpart on the other team has no skin at all. It's embarrassing. I don't know what's going on here. So I'm really a big fan of the Samsung Galaxy skins, especially with the signatures. As we're loading into game 1 here, let me make sure that the stream can see what's going on. All right, he's still loading. But we're seeing double TP on the side of Marble Olympics. So Savage Speeders and Quicksilvers both have teleport. With an Ignite mid lane coming out from Elucida, trying to take advantage of the lane pressure that he's going to have. I see an Exhaust on the side of They Are Here with Gordon Ramsay. Playing the peel support, obviously, going to take the Exhaust. Going to be a little bit more important in this game. But yeah, we're seeing everyone go out on the Rift. At least I am. You guys aren't seeing anything. Oh, there we go. Stream. Sorry about that, friends. We're seeing a little bit of jungle feelers coming out from Marble Olympics as they kind of gather in the bot river. Doesn't look like there's going to be an invade. There's a ward down there. some GLHFs in the chat. Remember to let me know who you guys are going to support on this stream. But yeah, we're going to load in here. Looks like the Shen's just taking his time, going to kind of play the ward here and just make sure they don't get that top side. A very defensive start, I think, coming out from there here. Not really trying to put any feelers on, not going in the river. Standard buff starts, taking the strong side buffs from both sides. So there's going to be a red buff on that Graves, which means he's going to have a little bit more pressure maybe for that bot side Scuttle Crab. Could transition that into a gank mid. We'll see soon. As the game finally starts rolling in here.
Hey, can they see it on stream? Because my stuff lagged.
Yeah, they can see it on stream. Your stuff was lagging, but we're good now.
Right,
I think
cool.
we just saw them take the buffs. So
Cool.
we are all good.
Alright.
Got pizza.
P-I-Z-Z-A.
Yeah.
If anyone gets that reference, let me know.
Dude, I totally. We eat P-I-Z-Z-I every day.
Give me pizza. Pound. Anyways.
Yeah, dude, I love elementary school, dude. All
A
right.
little bit of zoning going on in the mid lane. It's interesting that the Trundle was actually able to grab this bottom scuttle here. You'd think that after going for the red buff, New Capaturk would, but maybe he's looking to link up at the red or get off an early game.
I think he wants to get as far ahead as he possibly can. As a nice trade in that bottom lane. From the side of Midnight Wisps and Thunderbolts.
Yeah, they're dealing lots of damage. It looks like the pot has already been used then from Jirachi.
Yeah.
Jirachi also started defensively. Wow, that force shot! First blood going over to Rakan in the bottom lane. That's not what TAH wanted to see. What an engage. Wow.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing right there was the flash burnt right there at the very end by Thunderbolts, thinking that maybe the Ignite was going to do something. I'm not entirely sure. As we do have a... Oops, excuse me.
Stop. Wow, this New Capaturk got found out trying to take those. Well, the charm comes in from those two. The Ignite's down. New Capaturk getting really low here, just barely going away with his life as the fight's disengaged. No one going down, but that's pretty scary. It's gonna make New Capaturk think twice about going into that jungle.
Oh my goodness, I bet if Savage Speeders would have flashed but lost vision of New Capaturk, could have walked away with Double Bus and turned on the rest of that, but a bunch of flashes burnt and Ignite going down, so 2 summoners for 1 in favor of Marble Olympics.
Yeah, it looks like Marble Olympics is coming out on top here in a lot of this early game. We're seeing the bot lane kill. Now a taunt onto the Maokai. The Maokai's getting kind of low for a tank. And they have a taunt on the top side.
Getting kind of low for a tank. That's funny.
Yeah, Garfield. It looks like Garfield Juice might actually just have to back out here, but he's not going to take it. He loses out on so much farm. He's getting taunted. Look at this. He's getting demolished by this guy.
No, demolish is what's used on towers. It's part of
Oh,
it.
yeah. Sorry, he just lost such a big chunk of health he thought it procced.
So as we were saying before, looking, you know, it's already an 11 CS lead in this bot lane right here. And it's, I don't think it's the way that they wanted to play in this bot lane. Obviously the emergency sub, not necessarily the best, but we do see New Capaturk, these wards are very good at spotting where Rangers is right now.
Yeah, it prompted the bottom lane to actually hang by their tower. So they're sitting way far back while Marble Olympus is going to take an opportunistic back here.
Yeah.
Looks like the Graves has gotten spotted out around Dragon. Is he actually going? No, he's just
he's
making teleport.
clearing the pink that was left by Rangers. The Rangers is spotted out right here. So some good early vision on this side of they are here. We know New Capaturk to be someone who has prioritized vision in that bottom lane when he was the support for the team. Oh, I love that back recall. That's so nice. For the Xayah.
For the Xayah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's what you're really getting when you buy that skin.
I think it's what you get all the time, yeah. Siren Delphi, take my energy. Nobody in particular, just someone take his energy. Thank you for the 200 bits. Zoo Rangers does see New Capiturk smite away that Rift Scuttler. Both junglers are level 4 now.
Yeah,
Oh, and look at these.
CS lead towards the Rangers.
Look at these AD carry backs right here. Tell me about it, former AD carry player.
It looks like this is actually a pretty favorable back for They Are Here. I'm not sure what we're referencing, but he gets to pick up a giant wave, or they get to pick up a giant wave here, Jirachi, as
I'm talking
but
about
that also means they're going to lose complete pressure, and this dragon's going to go away.
yeah, the item disparity is what I was talking about.
Oh, the item disparity? Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing. I was like, what are you talking about?
The timing was good. The items were not so good.
Yeah,
And that also means since the wave was pushing them to pick up the farm, they lose this dragon.
yep. That was a really nice rotation there. Knowing that they have the push, knowing that Graves was just seen in this bot side and that his bot side jungle wasn't all the way up. Really, really good.
Yeah, New Rangers being just on the right side of the map at the right time to capitalize with this bottom lane. So, really nice rotation, yeah, from Marble Olympics overall. I think my directed camera is just taking me to top lane for no reason.
No, it takes you
Like
to where the most action is, which is always going to be in top lane because they just are constantly trading.
Yeah, they're just hanging out. Though it looks like.
Yeah,
I like Meowkai. Let me
why-
tell you, in the skin battle.
That's why you never see, ooh, Elucida down here in the bot lane.
Lucida loves this sort of a roam here where he's able to kind of put pressure on the map by being out of vision. Savage Speeders gets spotted out here by the Graves. Doesn't know Lucida's over the wall. Lucida autoing, throwing the trap, throwing the Q, Ignite down. Savage Speeders getting low. Ultimate down from Lucida. Lucida's going in, but has to flash out away from the Jhin. A nice response from the Marble Olympics bottom lane. Almost getting picked off there.
Yeah, I think that one, it was really well played by Savage Speeders to try to survive right there, and the heal being burnt by the Jhin right there to save his mid laner. I think the most unfortunate thing about that for the side of They Are Here is while they did burn the flash and heal and the ignite from Thunderbolts, they stopped the Shen ult. Which Garfield Juice did, which was nice, but the shield had already come through. I think if you would have allowed Quicksilvers to end that, maybe they actually end up getting the kill on the side of Marble Olympics, but with the disengage that happened because of where Savage Speeders was, I think it would have been more beneficial to allow the Shen possibly to complete the entire Stand United.
Well, I think Garfield Juice actually. I'm not sure if he canceled that or not.
Well, he had to, because there's no way you can cancel a Shen.
As Shen. Yeah, well, I think that's maybe one of the benefits we didn't see for the pick here, is that Maokai does a really good job of stopping those Shen ultimates, blocking him down for the jungler, to stop him from really using that global as heavily. It's partially a positioning error on Quicksilver's part, but the Maokai made a really heads-up play there too.
I do agree with that. As everything's kind of slowed down, although
Garfield Juice is gonna get spotted out here by the jungler. Jungler takes the pillar. Garfield Juice is slowed down. Quicksilver's walking in, but they're both slowed by the sapling, so nothing really happened with the top lane.
yeah, we see that CS lead that was accruing for both jungle and ADC or marksman on the side of Marble Olympics has kind of evaporated. Jirachi was even able to go back and get a back into getting a pickaxe to try to equal out more of this damage in the bot lane.
Yeah, that might be some of the hidden benefit of going those boots first. They're able to get in and get out a little bit quicker, be a little bit safer for the CS and pick up more of it. Especially since it turns out Marble Olympics didn't end up opting to try and fight them with that 4-man play and dive. They instead opted to take the dragon, which means that CS lead is going to come back.
Yeah, I'll just be interesting to see as the Stand United probably going to come off cooldown here in just a little bit. I want to see another bot lane play though, instead of going for the dragon now that's off the map.
For it.
But I want
on the way.
to see it in
Thunderbolt's
conjunction with the Stand United though.
Yeah. It was close. They got spotted up by a pink ward, and then I had to bail out of the bottom lane play there. But Hansu and New Cap Turk spotted on a ward they don't know is here. They figure out there's a pink ward there, so they're going to assume the play is bust and kind of walk out of there. New Cap Turk able to take away the Scuttle Grab and move Rangers in the river, just with the pressure from the mid lane. Thunderbolts has a pretty early Oracle's lens here. I guess since they're pushing up in the lane, that's a pretty heads-up buy here. Since they're going to be able to take out their opponent's ward coverage, and really not let them know when they're going to get ganked, if they ever do get to push up.
Just realized.
What?
You know what I just realized?
What did you just realize?
I didn't get any soda.
Unlucky. How can you have any pizza without any soda?
Dude, I have no idea.
I thought SpongeBob taught you better.
Dude, I ordered it, actually. I should have.
Ultimate from Elucida. Elucida missing on the charm. Half health and Savage Speeders, though.
Unfortunate.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Unfortunate miss right there. Savage Speeder's just going to clear out the wave right there, as both ults were used in trade with each other.
Yeah, some good vision control coming up from the side of Marble Olympics here. They're taking out a lot of the standing wards on the bottom side that they're able to reach. They don't have an eye on the pink in the river just yet, but I'm pretty sure they're aware of the Tragic Ward at least. But that's the only really 2 wards besides the Scuttle Crab, 3 wards now that Marble Olympics has been able to stick on the bottom lane.
It's so interesting. Over 5 minutes ago, it was almost an 800 gold lead for the side of Marble Olympics, but just through straight farming, we've seen they are here close the gold lead to only 400, or 300 rather, right around 350, as Trundle is starting up this Mountain Drake right here, which would be absolutely massive for them if he was able to get this.
Well, I'm impressed because the side of Marble Olympics, just based on the champion picks, they're like action oriented. Here comes the Thunderbolts with a dash out from New Cap Turk. New Cap Turk is rooted in the brush, but there's control where they don't have vision. New Cap Turk going a little too far in, taking some lumps and leaving. Lucida's actually rotated down here as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, no RA ult available to follow up right there, and you know, New Cap Turk playing that really well, playing it safe. Waiting to use the E to dodge out on the Thunderbolts engage right there, as both top laners just continue to hug each other.
Here's something interesting. I've seen Ahri out on the map 3 or 4 times now, 3 or 4 good times, but there's still a 10 CS lead in mid lane.
Yeah, I think that has to do with the small micro advantage that was gained through forcing Savage Speeders to back off of that play.
Yeah, although there haven't been any kills, I guess they've accumulated quite a big advantage in just the back timings.
Yeah, and they're fairly even in gold, about a 150-ish, 180 gold lead for Elucida there, which only comes out with a full Luden as opposed to parts of a Luden, but you see that Savage Speeders prioritize the early pen in the Sork Shoes right there as he just ults to clear the wave in mid again.
It looks like Garfield is getting close to winning some of these trades now with the Shen. If the Shen doesn't land those autos, it could go poorly.
Savage Speeders having to burn a flash right there, but after Elucida burned the ultimate right there, they're looking to try to make a play bot lane right here, but they do have vision on the side of
there's complete vision of there here. It's just not gonna... No play they're gonna make here is good, and this means Savage Speeders gets a little bit of alone time with that tower in the middle lane.
Which is really nice, because if he gets about 3 to 5 more autos on there, his W passive will be really big in deciding where you know, the first tower goes down and whom it goes down for. If you're the side of Marble Olympics now, you're actually... this gold lead has turned into a minor gold deficit for the side of Marble Olympics, as they're just forcing this dragon right now, focusing on it. But they do have the priority.
It looks like there's no vision on it though from there. Here. Mid lane is rotating down, bot lane is rotating up. They could do a pinch here, but Uber Ranger secures the dragon with that smite. New Capital unable to get it. Thunderbolts with a huge engage, but Illucida with even bigger damage coming down takes out Rangers. Here goes Savage Speeders, an ultimate curtain call coming down from the gym, but Savage Speeders getting CC'd. Jirachi making the chase, splashing forward, trying to take out Savage Speeders. One more auto, the ultimate goes down, the auto goes down, Savage Speeders goes down as well. Everything's going down, down, down in an earlier round on the side of Marble Olympics.
Boo. Really, really interesting that they get away with the dragon and come away what looks to be scot-free, but then Thunderbolts wants to engage right there. Trundle also just getting evaporated right there, and then Savage Speeders getting caught out by the Malachi right there at the end for a 2-for-nothing trade, but the Mountain Drake does go over to the side of Marble Olympics. But I don't know if they'll be able to even capitalize on getting these 2 Mountain Drakes as... Oh! Yep, down goes the Quarterfinals.
Unlucky.
Yeah, as they're looking to make a play right here. No ultimates available for anybody except for Rangers.
New Capital getting pretty low here in the bottom lane, but just kind of gonna walk out. Takes an ignite with him, so that's all right. That's not too bad, but it looks like there's just gonna be no pressure down here. And there's 4 members of Marble Olympics trying to take this tower. Thunderbolt's out.
Yeah, and they got 2 Mountain Drakes right here. Savage Speeder's just going to be able to take the mid lane and clear it right there.
Teleport back to top lane here for the Shen. No cancel done off. Really safe rotation there.
Yeah. Probably knew that you were going to get that tower. I would have loved to have seen the solo goal go down towards Midnight Wisp right here. But nonetheless, getting the first tower, really nice. Oddly enough, though, still 600 gold down for the side of Marble Olympics. So while they do have the pressure on the map right now, they do not have the gold lead.
Yeah, it looks like these guys got to go into a custom game and work on this. Yes, and as Elucida goes in, gets the charm, gets the ultimate. Savage Speeders makes a play, gets out over the wall, flash forward from Elucida, and gets the Q. Nice job, though, from Savage Speeders, almost getting out there with the bomb.
Yeah, this is something that you're going to have to worry about with, Elucida on this Ari making these solo plays. That ward has been there the entire game, just rewarding that exact same spot where he caught out Savage Speeders. It's going to be unfortunate there's no TP to even come back and answer and hold the wave if, Savage Speeders wanted to come back. They're probably going to lose this bot lane turret now as they have initiated a lane swap on the side of Marble Olympics, but Quicksilvers needs to make sure he's okay. Nice pink ward right there. Scouting out.
Yeah, scouted them out. I was going to say, it looks really interesting. It looks like there's going to be 3 people top here on the side of Marble Olympics, but it's interesting that that ward has been there so long since Elucida continues to roam bot and kind of bait almost Savage Speeders to go in there. Savage Speeders walking forward in lane might get caught up by this cheeky play here from New Capiturk, but the rest of Marble Olympics doesn't even. He's not even walking up because they're getting the Rift Scuttler.
Yep, and there goes Savage. Yeah, they get that right there. I think what they were looking for was to try to make a dive. As Jirachi is still in this bot lane, I feel like it's a really interesting call to not, you want to get this bot lane turret, obviously, but to leave Jirachi 1v1, there's going to be no... Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Elucida doing Elucida things.
Well, that was a very charming play done by Elucida right there. As they do get the kill mid lane, and they get the tower in bot lane.
Gordon Ramsay playing aggressive, taking a shot from Jin, but getting the slowdown. Garfield Juice pressing the ultimate, sending out the cats. Cats catch too, but they're under tower. They're not going for it. I think they could have gone for that there.
I think it was a little bit too aggressive. You didn't have any idea where Rangers was, as now right here
here's
they're going to go
Rangers, now that you're saying something. And the Shen ultimate here. As the ultimate comes down from Gordon Ramsay flashes away, gets the team out. Pretty clutch disengage. Garfield Juice pressing Q. Pressing buttons. New Capiturk getting the kill. He's pressing buttons! It's great. Looks like Gordon Ramsay's really took the lead there with that flash ultimate play there. to try and save the team. Uber Rangers landing the pillar down, but taking a lot of damage in return. New Capiturk laying it out there on the graves. New Capiturk does not care about tower shots either. Ari, misses both skill shots, but still has an ultimate and an ignite available. And gets away free with the kill.
I think we're seeing kind of a collapse in communication on the side of Marble Olympics. The lane allocation and that force play top into a Janna who still has ultimate when all you want to do is run at her, but she doesn't, you know. Midnight was never able to use ultimate in that entire fight. Bot lane, mid lane tower went down during all that. Massive damage went down onto the mid lane tier 2. Savage Speeders is just answering waves and just farming and is still behind this Ahri, having died 3 times as well. They have...
Oh, the Ahri's up 4-0. I mean, at the same time...
There's a deep TP on the side of they are here right here. The Malachi coming in, flanking around.
Flanking on the side, yeah. It looks like they're gonna... It looks like they're gonna secure this dragon, but at what cost? You see the cats coming out from Garfield, just locking down the jungler. Ure just flashes away, tries to escape, lands a pillar down, but goes down to Janna of all people. Yeah, just a little bit of overextension on that dragon and the aggressive TP paying off. But they got a dragon.
Yep, but now the jungler's down. We're past the 20-minute point, and if you wanted to, you could bait with your team. You have almost a 5,500 gold lead on the side of they are here. You could easily bait Baron right now as a very opportunistic ult comes out from the side of the Jhin right there as Elucida is looking.
It looked really close to taking down Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay just barely escaping. The team not bodyballing.
Oh.
A taunt comes out from Quicksilver. It's pretty huge. On the Ahri. The Ahri ults away, but goes down to the Jhin.
Yep, and then that's actually massive amount of gold going over to the side of the Jhin, who has not completed the rapid fire cannon yet. Let me check this real quick. How much gold was that? 675 gold. Now with their strongest member out on the field, and they're just gonna rush this Baron with the double mountain drakes that they have. Seeing the 80 carry bot.
They don't have the speed for this with with 3 members at least of there here rotating up.
Oh my goodness!
Speeder's getting so low, and ultimate coming down for a count. Flash away from New Capiturk. Thunderbolts can't re-CC obviously, so I don't know what he's doing under that tower. New Capiturk going a little deep into no vision. But they successfully got them off of the Baron, and Elucida's back on the map. 80 carries rotating up. If Garfield Juice is able to land an engage here, it could be massive for they are here.
Yeah, Garfield Juice already using the ultimate in that hodgepodge right there as the...
New Capiturk getting kind of low. Quicksilver's dashing in. Gets New Capiturk, but at what cost? The tank goes down. Thunderbolt's looking like they're caught out. The exhaust goes down. Thunderbolt's looking really low. The ultimate comes down from Zaya. Aggressive ultimate lands a triple root as Elucida comes in for the cleanup. Urange's last bastion of his team goes down as well. And everyone's dead except for Savage Speeders, who just got a respawn. And the Baron take for there. He's coming up.
Savage Speeders recalling to get some health and some mana as they are going to start up this Baron right here. Elucida looking for Savage Speeders to try to one-shot him for any type of possible Baron steal. They do know where Elucida is right now as the ward does come out. This is going to be really dire.
This looks like a... Elucida's chasing this Ziggs down. Who's going to get away, the cat or the mouse?
You know what? If Ziggs is able to apply any poke...
Ziggs did. Elucida missed some of the skill shots. The ultimate going down. Not enough damage coming from Elucida. Elucida ulting with the W up, the Foxfire. But Elucida goes down to Quicksilver's. But the Baron goes down to they are here, so Quicksilver's doing their job there.
We have entered Fiesta mode, boys. It's a cheat that you can use if you press Alt F4 3 times.
Ruler signature, yuck.
Yeah.
I forgot that one wasn't great. The Sig.
Yeah. I just...
Oh, wow.
You said earlier was they got them off of Baron. But you also said that they shouldn't have started Baron. I think that was the correct thing. Don't start the Baron, bait it, make them come check into you because you just took out their strongest member.
Yeah, the issue is Marvel Olympics objective take overall. I mean, with a Jhin, yes, he does a lot of damage, but it does a lot of damage to squishy champions and has a lot of move speed and kite. So he's able to get off a lot of autos in those team fights, which makes it seem like he'd be good at taking objectives, but in reality, he's gated by those 4 autos at the speed at which he can take things. And even though they had 5 members there, it only got down about a third, maybe. Over the course of like 10 seconds, I think they're on that Baron. It was crazy.
I just want to go back to Champ Select. And I think if you have any other mid laner that is not the Ziggs, that you're fine. There is some communication issues between who wants to go in and when they want to initiate and when you should or shouldn't initiate, and especially into like that dragon fight where we saw Thunderbolts go in and miss everything, where we saw Rangers forced to play top with the rest of the team into a Janna that has ultimate. They've made nice plays, but I think if you have anybody else besides, if you have the Swain, if you have the Orianna, if you have the Malzahar, there's so much more you can do with even just going even. I mean, he's still 10 CS ahead in that lane, but because of all the kills, he's almost he's over 2,500 gold down. And you got first tower, you didn't get first blood, but then you got all Drakes that have spawned this game, and you're down 10,000 gold almost at this point. So there's something that needs to happen, and maybe you want to talk about the Jhin being picked first into, knowing that the Maokai was there. But that's
a potential issue, but they picked around it with the Trundle too.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think that the picks, besides maybe the Ziggs, are that bad. It's just that they've been falling so far behind by forcing plays and then them not working out and then not having cooldowns to follow up really on these objectives. I mean, yeah, they've had the dragon control, but they haven't been able to rotate to their towers properly while they're on these plays, leading to an even bigger gold lead for there here.
Yeah.
I mean, the tower disparity, it's 1 to 5. Is that what it is?
And yeah, 1 to 5, and the only tower that you took was that first lane tower in the bot lane. And it's because you were about to have first tower taken against you. So there could be a world where if they didn't make a fast enough rotation, or if they are here doesn't stay too long, that...
Gruffield just interestingly staying behind his AD carry. Just going to point that out.
It's okay, you're a jungle man.
No, it's okay. I played ADC before and I've gotten tilted. There we go. They're positioned properly. There was an opportunity there, though, for Marvel Olympics to maybe flash in and land something onto Jirachi. Maybe get something off there. As Rangers just gets absolutely melted by Xayah and Ahri. The ultimate coming down from Jhin, but Jhin canceling it in the end of the day. Elucida's looking on the side here. Maybe he's trying to ult in on these squishy carries they have. If Thunderbolts and Quicksilvers decide to overextend to protect this tower. This is a really smart position from Elucida here.
Yeah, it's what you have to do when you're someone like an Ahri, an assassin, or a flanker, trying to catch somebody out.
And it's the exact right positioning, I think, for... I mean, I'm imagining a Zed there, a town there. The Ahri there works because she's so far ahead.
Zoe,
Zoe, oh god.
These are the types of champions that Elucida plays. It's the way that you should play a team fight when you're playing a champion like this who can't just straight up 1v1 or 5v5 team fight in the traditional sense.
You're looking to pick up the stragglers and pick up the carries once the CC overextends and gets blown.
I'll say this, if it wasn't for the fact that Rangers just got exploded because of the charm being down, or the charm being used on him, I would not have opened up his Jhin right there, because all Elucida has to do is Ahri just ult, E charm on the stationary target right there of the Jhin.
Yeah.
And then ult out with the Q, and then it's dead.
I think that's what scared him too. That's why he only fired 2 shots. He's like, I don't know what the cooldown is on that charm. I gotta back it off.
I'm really questioning some of the decisions where I feel like if you would have just played this out without maybe going into some of the fights, it would have benefited the side of NTA or Marble Olympics. You know, scale, don't force anything, you gotta zigs, you gotta trundle, you have instant engage, you have a Shin who's gonna get tanky, and you're always gonna have map pressure that way. But some of these fights that they were forcing as they're walking over vision right now,
you know, that's spotted out, but there's still 5 of them there. Thunderbolt's maybe looking for an engage. Nope,
yeah, and see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Trying to force something against this team is not what you're wanting to do. As Hansu has that, Lucida has that ward again right here that has killed many of Marble Olympics member.
Yeah, just constantly rewarding that little corridor where there's no escape really. It's been so good. We are seeing 2 pinks, deep pink wards from there here, which allows New Capiturk some of safety here as he goes up to try and push. And they're going to deward this top side as the Baron's almost spawning 10 more seconds.
Yeah, you just see Marble Olympics just grouping as 5, just kind of following each other around. That's going to lead to the level disparity that we're seeing in almost every lane. One in the mid, 2 in the jungle, 1 in top lane.
Interesting W. It did force Garfield just to pop the ultimate, which ends up being really good since that cooldown's not going to be available if they try and go for something near this Baron. So decent play from Thunderbolts, didn't get punished for that W there. Lucida so threatening.
Yeah, we see the Jhin still holding on to the Doran's play right now. I think a pink ward would have been fine right here. You need more vision. You need to secure more vision in your own jungle as they have finally started up this Baron.
Lucida, half health, a trundle. Over half health, forced the ultimate from Quicksilver's. Quicksilver's taunts up. Blue team secures the Baron. They secure the trundle as well. Lucida ult out of there after the CC. Never punished, man. Never lucky for Marble Olympics. They lost everything there.
Yeah, unfortunate trying to go in when you're 2 or 3 levels down and trying to smite fight with someone who just outsmites you by over 200. You know, a little bit of a force right there, a little desperation that you can possibly feel from the side of Marble Olympics, knowing that we really need this Baron, or they're probably going to try to close it out right here as Savage Speeder's just alone. Doesn't even get the W
W
off.
that tower. He can't W that tower. He has to escape.
Burns Flash instead. Something we didn't talk about, why did he go Unsealed Spellbook?
He went Unsealed Spellbook? Oh man, I'm blind. Well, I'm not sure.
I mean, I wasn't here for all that, but the Unsealed Spellbook and the Airy, now I know there are some people in chat that like the Airy, but when your main goal is just to keep these 2 people alive, you should probably run Guardian on...
Why wouldn't you just run... I'm just confused why you wouldn't run Comet.
Yeah, I don't understand why you don't run Comet there, and I don't understand why in this composition you don't run the Guardian on the side of the Rakan.
I don't think... There hasn't been a lot of plays being made with those summoner spells, even with the...
I don't even know what he's done with them except for...
Teleport.
Yeah, and Flash.
Yeah, and Flash.
Now, I mean,
well, now there's a Ghost Exhaust, so there's maybe some increased safety for this team fight.
I mean, we haven't seen
so
everything,
late.
obviously, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to those swaps at all. Here they come, bot lane and mid lane split push. Lucida being the one to take the split push, I think that's smart since they're so slippery at this point. As Jirachi's stepping up, dealing some damage, trying to take this tower out. They're here just really feeling them out. You know, taking their time with it. They don't have to rush. They're all up almost 13k, it looks like. They know they can just sit here with this cannon and it's going to take them out. That's interesting from the Jhin. Fires one ult shot. Lucida going in on the backline. Charming, dealing tons of damage. Savage Speeder's actually getting away. Lucida has to flash over the wall to get out. And an overextended Rakan gets caught out by Jirachi. 2 down from the side of Marble Olympics, as they are here is just going to ravage the base. Yeah, down goes the tower, down goes the inhibitor. There's not a lot that Marble Olympics can do. Ooh, Rangers gets caught out almost by New Turk. Garfield just not having the cooldowns to lock him down, though. As the rest of the team is just kind of walking around, maybe looking for this, maybe not. They're trying to decide if they're overextending with half health. At this sort of a gold lead, I'm not sure. It could go either way for them, and I don't think they're going to take that chance. They're going to just back it off.
Yeah, take the safer route. You've got what you came for. You got 2 inhibitors down. You're going to go push out that top lane. You recall with the last bit of Baron buff that you do have. You purchase everything that you have in the gold. I think we're about to see the death cap almost being able, about 600 or so gold away from being finished for the side of Elucida, who, by all...
Does Elucida want to just take the jungle and back and get that just for fun?
Most likely. I think, you know, Elucida is someone who definitely understands item power spikes very well.
Yeah. And that being a huge one with all these completed items on his side.
Yeah, and, you know, it goes to, you know, the point that you had earlier about they are here's comp, where how are you going to get on this Xayah, who's 5-0 and 7 and has a GA now.
Even more safety against the dive. Yeah, there's just not a lot you can do. It's honestly, even if there wasn't an 8-2 Ahri that's diving your backline, you still can't do anything against that Xayah. That's humongous.
I want to talk about when I was saying earlier about like walking around and sharing all this farm and lane experience and everything. Every lane is being out leveled on the side. 1 now in the top lane, 3 in the jungle, 2 in the mid lane, only because Elucida can't go past 18. 3 in the 80 carry position and 1 in even the support. It's been a very rough game for the side of Marble Olympics, and I hate to beat a dead horse, but I have not seen anything that warrants the pick of the Ziggs. From
beating a dead horse is very cathartic. I think I agree with you. The Ziggs has just been so awkward all game.
The most value ults I've seen have been from clearing waves, and then also just picking it into the Ahri. You had counter pick. You could have picked something a little bit safer. You could have picked something that did a little bit more. Ult only hits 1.
The ult there.
Yeah, interesting ult, but you do have the GA still and the peel from the rest of your squad.
There's enough safety. Tries to go for a long range feather grab, I guess. I'm not sure what that ability is called. Even though I played
Feather Storm?
Feather Storm? Could be.
I believe so.
In chat, tell me what that ability name
Feather
is.
Storm. You can highlight over it, my dude.
Oh, I can.
You click her champion icon and then you hover over the ability.
It's Blade Caller.
No, well the Feather Storm is the ultimate. Yeah.
Looks like Thunderbolt's trying to go in, but they can't get onto Jirachi. A big heal coming down from Gordon Ramsay. As Marble Olympics tries to salvage their base, they're going down one by one. Elucida and Jirachi just taking out everyone. Midnight Wisp goes down as well, and the only person left up is the Ziggs, who has to flash out. There's not much he can do. This base is going down. 3 hits down. A pretty clean game. And ultimate, he finally killed the Ahri. Honestly, if the base didn't go down right there, that's pretty much a surrender for there here.
Ah, oof. Go look at some stats. I'm gonna make the straw poll.
Alrighty, well, as we take a look at some stats here, I do want to mention that tonight we're doing a MVP vote off of we're not doing a Mystics game. I don't know.
You're right.
We're doing an MVP vote based off of the series. So keep how people did in the back of your mind here. Mm-hmm. Think about. I think Elucida for me was a pretty clear winner there. Just based on the amount of impact that they had on the game. But let me know why I'm dumb and wrong, because you don't believe me.
Well, I think the 2 people... There are 3 people that I would look at for this game in particular. Elucida definitely at the top of that list. But then Jirachi and then Turk right after. honorable mention
Well,
definitely to
Jirachi's at
Garfield.
the bottom because ADCs can't win MVP.
I guess you didn't see the Popo series. Um, uh, but New Kappa was able to provide a lot of vision that I think made it easier for some of the laners. And then Jirachi obviously not dying and doing a lot of damage, which I can't find at this moment because I've already left. So we're going to cut the stream just for VOD purposes real quick, and we'll be right back.